Welcome, welcome back to the second segment of BFA's On The Ball show. This segment's all about CFL. We've got the results and some gossip from today's show. I like the word gossip. But anyway, let's introduce our new guest to this second segment. As usual, to my right, the man in the know. Shuel, welcome. You all right?
Assalamualaikum. Don't know about in the know, but yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You're going to try anyway, aren't you? And to my left, got some special guests. Elsa, the team of the moment. We've been talking a lot about them in the last few weeks. Winning games. We'll find out in a bit how they went on today. We've got their new manager, Iqbal. Welcome.
Assalamualaikum. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. And to carry on from our theme earlier on today, where we had the kids on, we've got the adult team. We have Monjur. He's been on the show before. Familiar face. Welcome. You're right. You're no longer the manager now. You're just
no.
Just a player. Just a player now, aren't you? And also we have a new guest on the show and on the couch, a young player who's now also with Shadwell, Rafi, Player of the Month as well. Well done. We'll talk a bit more about that in more detail shortly. Right, Joel, interesting day of events down at CFL today. We're going to talk about have a look at the results in a second. But
okay.
What games were you kind of looking forward to today?
I think the big games were probably. I was looking forward to the Elsa Seoul game, to be quite honest, because after playing Elsa last week, I thought they're on a roll. I think things could really work quite well for you guys, especially because I praised the whole team because I thought it was a really good game. I mean, you guys down to 10 men and you still drew 2-2 against ourselves.
Last week, yeah, it was last week. Comeback last week.
Yeah, it's really good.
Game. Overall performance was really good from both
so I thought that would be good, and I know what Seoul are like because they're a very good, strong counter-attacking team, and I think you two kind of complement each other quite well. So I was looking forward to that game definitely.
And that's what about from the Premier Division?
Premier Division, I mean.
You had a couple of you had Mohammedan playing Shadwell. There was, and I guess the big one of the day, E7 and Ace.
Ace, that was probably the big highlight of the game there. So I mean, again, we can probably talk about that. I was hoping to see a good result there as well.
Okay, and the guys from Shadwell, welcome guys. We've had your junior team, the under 12s and under 14s, some interesting kids on there, and going well, to be honest. I know your under 12s are doing really well. The second in Tahamas Youth League. Under 14s still getting used to playing on bigger pitches, but they're getting there. The results they're there or thereabouts. They're losing by the odd goal. Manjit, I know unfortunately Ashik wasn't here in the first segment to talk about the youth. He's doing some amazing work both with the adults and the junior. I know who looks after your under 12s, is it?
We have a questionable
yeah, because he was looking after them last year, but you've kind of expanded now as well, haven't you?
Alhamdulillah.
So what's the reason, or what's the theory behind having the youth set up now? Why haven't you had it before?
I mean, it was always there. People like Koshno and Ashik, they work tirelessly with our youngsters. Anyway, it was just about getting the formal setup. So all the groundwork was in place. They were, working closely with youngsters, giving them opportunities to play, and we were just waiting for an opportunity to get teams together and to enter a league so that we can play formally on a weekly basis. But all the work was being done in the background anyway, so it was just natural progression, really.
Okay. And Rafi, are you new to Shadwell, or are you someone that's come from another club?
I've been playing with Shadwell since I was about 12, 13.
Okay.
So I've just been in the under 16 team to under 18, and now last couple of years I've been playing in the senior team.
In the senior team. And what position do you play?
Central midfield.
Central midfield. And this, the question I think goes to both of you guys. There's been a number of changes, as we're all aware, down at Shadwell. Is there anything in particular that you guys are really? Because it's not. I know I talked about it last week, and I did get a bit of a mouthful from Ashik, and got a random text from him telling me I got it all wrong. But we were talking about we assumed that you brought back a few of the more experienced heads when you actually hadn't, and you've been playing over the last few weeks with a very youthful team, haven't you? Tell us a bit about the structure and the setup of the team.
Yeah. I mean, when we consider most of the games we played, the oldies are basically people like myself, people like Saidus, very experienced, Kausar, also very experienced.
But just tell people your age, you're oldies, isn't it?
Yeah, 26,
26. So that's
and they're saying that's old. Okay, that's
going back to what we were talking about before. The kids in our youth team, they're in much better shape than people like myself are in now, and much better shape than I used to be at that age. So it's always nice to see them play, and I wouldn't want to discourage them at all whatsoever. They've got the entire organisation backing, and we're really, really, really impressed with the work they're doing. All of them, under 14s, under 12s. Amazing.
Okay. All right. Without any further ado, let's look at the results from today down at Wanstead. I think the results are ready. So the results that we can talk you through before they come on the screen. Once again, I just want to say a big shout out to and a thank you to Regents Lake Banqueting, who do sponsor our community football league that takes place down at Wanstead. So thank you very much, and we appreciate the sponsorship, and hopefully that continues through the years. So the results are ready. Let's have a look at that. The Week 10 Division 1 results are going to be on your screen in a second. I'll just run you through them. Brick Lane winning 5-1. They continue to keep winning after their small mishap a few weeks ago. Poplar win 3-1. Lost 3-1 to Aberfeldy, another team who look to be who have found their winning ways and going up the table. Seoul Youth, we can talk about this game in a second. We have the manager here, beating a somewhat confident team of the moment. The team of the moment, Elsa. They lost the game 5-3, and Newark just about beating IFE. Surprising result. They lost 3-2 to them. So unlucky IFE yet again. You just miss out on getting a point. We'll talk about that. I'm going to come to you, Shuel. It's again, so close, so near, but yet so far.
I was actually speaking to Akrambar just before the show just to find out what happened, to get a few results, and he was saying it was actually 2-2 until the last minute, and they got a last minute winner, Newark. So that could have been their first point on the board there. So they were really going out all out. I mean, we've been saying it week in, week out recently. They are finally scoring goals, and they just need to shut up shop at the back, and they just don't seem to be doing that at the moment.
Boys, you've done it again. You're my team. Come on, you need to get me that point. Let's look at the league table. First division, IFE, as you can see, still struggling to get that point, that all elusive point. Brick Lane lead the way on 24, followed by Newark on 22. I don't know when them two, have they played each other twice yet? I'm not quite sure. So that game's to come. So that's going to be a crucial game.
I think it's the last game of the season if everything continues.
Yeah. So that's going to be tight. And then Aberfeldy as well, creeping up behind on 18. So Aberfeldy kind of have it in their ways. They can win all their remaining games.
Because they've got a game in hand as well, Aberfeldy have.
So it's going to be tight. It's any one of three going to win the league. So
who's their game in hand with?
I believe it is it Poplar? I think it's Poplar, looking at that, yeah.
All right. So IFE guys, come on man, get me this point. We're going to have you on the show. The week you get that point, we're having you on the show, and then I'm going to make you a cup of tea myself, because I don't even get a glass of water here. So I'm going to make you a cup of tea. Right, okay, let's talk about Elsa. Last few weeks, cup run, you've had the league results have been brilliant. Is it just the manager change? Is it that X factor moment for Elsa?
Well, before I answer that question, I need to say a big thank you to our sponsor, which is Apex Accountancy, and they're based in Stratford. So thank you very much, Apex. And to answer your question, it's a combination of things. Elsa, new team, players take time to gel together. Lots of credit to them, considering they lost 6 consecutive games.
Yeah.
And then they came back with a winning mentality. So lots of strength and potential within the team to do much better.
You talk about strength. I guess we've seen the results today. We're going to see highlights from your game later on. And I was speaking to the cameraman after the game, and I'm looking at the league table. I'm seeing 39 goals conceded.
But 21 scored in nine games.
But let's ignore the 21 goals. I want to talk about the 39 goals. All right. I saw your goalkeeper today, and what do you do? Have you had the same goal? Is it consistently the same goalkeeper, or?
No. We had a previous goalkeeper, but he can't make it anymore, and we've had this person filling a position that he doesn't play at all, to be honest. But credit to him, for stepping up and taking the brave move. But we have got a new keeper. Hopefully, he's starting next week for us.
Okay, all right. Because he's been trying to fill what obviously not. There's a number of holes in that big thing. Yeah. So there's 39 goals. But like I say, it's still. From the start, you had 6 losses, and then all of a sudden turn it around. You're still in the cup, and you're playing who in the cup?
Soul.
So that again, a repeat. This is your opportunity to get your own back on them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we're still the underdogs.
Okay.
We are. We're a new team. They've got lots of more experience than us.
My producers, because he was the one filming, they think he's shouting, "We change your goalkeeper, and you win that game." So is that right? Is that right? Am I right? Is that right? If you change the goalkeeper, you win the game.
Yeah, he made
Without
some
being
fa-
harsh.
he made some fatal mistakes on the
Mm.
pitch, and so our defense was a little bit, on the slow today.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get that. You lose some, you win some, right? You live to fight another day.
Yeah. Or
Talking about defence, do you not get tempted to get back on the pitch?
Do you know what? It's very, very tempting. To be actually, I've sacrificed my own playing to manage this team because I see potential
Sure.
and I believe in the team.
Yeah.
We might not make it this year, but I'm much more gonna be.
I would have to
confident.
agree with you because trying to be on the pitch and manage at the same time is practically
Yeah.
impossible.
Well,
to do.
Manju's nodding his head. He's
Yeah,
been
he's
there.
been there.
Yeah.
I've been there and done that
But
as well. And
Manju,
it's-
you're away from it now. You're just playing.
Yeah,
But
quite
from
a-
your, we've talked
yeah.
about it before. But really, in your opinion, how hard is player managing?
It's very, very difficult, especially when there's many players from within your peer group.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it makes now that I look back in hindsight, having Raju and Ashik Bhai managing the team, it's working out for the better. I mean, they've been a blessing to the club.
Yeah.
We're really grateful for them.
To be
Okay.
honest, I think managers deserve a lot of respect. It's very difficult, to make decisions, to take players off, especially when you've got a big bench, or lots of players on the bench.
Mm.
But also when you're trying to play and manage, it's very difficult because you're trying to concentrate on your own game,
Absolutely.
trying to read the game,
Mm.
Yep.
and obviously you're trying to say who's not performing,
And who do you need to take
and
off
who
and
is
change? Yep.
performing,
Yeah.
and where the cracks
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. So after 6 games, we decided, the management team that
4 weeks into his job and
No.
he's already giving credit to a manager. That's not bad. I like that.
That's good.
No, it's not easy at all, though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
completely agree with you.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
Rafi, yourself in terms of Shadwell and did you say you're playing centre midfield?
Yeah.
How are you finding the CFL in terms of competition in the Premiership versus you're still relatively new. You come from the youth playing now in adult football. How have you found the step up?
There's a big difference between when you play youth football and adult football because it's a lot more physical. There's a lot more competition as well because in the youth football you probably have one player in each position, so everyone gets a game. Whereas now that I'm in this team, there's a lot of competition for every position. So if you're not performing, you have to step up your game.
Okay, and that we'll talk about the Premiership. Actually, we've got the results from today's Premiership action down at Wanstead today. So let's take a look at that. It should be on your screen any second. Like I said, there were some big games, good games as well. I'll run you through some of the scores. Mohammedan took on Shadwell. Unfortunately, you guys lost 2-0. Mohammedan back on the winning ways, I guess, after some disappointing results and not results that we would have expected from them. FC Bengals, again, I guess it's a foregone conclusion there. That Premiership looks to be wrapped up. The winning 7-0 against East 1. E7, the game of the day, E7 took on Ace. It's always a mouth-watering tie, mouth-watering game. Always a few crunching tackles going in, and it didn't disappoint. It was such 2-2 after E7 took the lead with 2-1, and literally there was 10-15 minutes left on the of the game. So well done to both teams. It was a brilliant, really good game today down at Wanstead. And the final game of the day, well done to London Central, get a 3-2 win against Abahani, who was yet again lose and struggling. London Central, this result has been coming for you guys. I know you've been playing really, really well of recent. It's another example of never give up, guys. Never die attitude. So well done to London Central. Keep going, guys. Premiership. Tell us about the game today, Mohammedan versus Shadwell. What went wrong? Manjur.
I mean, it was a really good game. Very, very, very competitive. It's one of the reasons you look forward to playing in a game where there's that much rivalry. Both teams care.
Yeah, because these are two of the biggest clubs of Tower Hamlets
We'd
football.
like to think, yeah.
And both of them seem to. I know Mohammedan won the Summer League this year, but in terms of Winter League football and Mohammedan, even over the last few years in the Summer League, for yourselves, you've obviously been relegated. You're in the first division in the Summer League. It's difficult times, and both clubs, I guess, are going through transition. So it's
there's a similarity with both teams. So yes, both teams have struggled, and the other thing as well is you get a sense that both teams have committed to youth and local players. So today, when you looked at both sides, it's very, very young local Wanguli players on both sides, and very nice to see. And they were getting stuck in. So it looks like they've adapted well to the league. I can say that for Rafi as well, and a lot of our youngsters, people like Yusuf, they're doing brilliant.
Okay, Rafi, in your opinion, you've played. I guess you've played most of the games now within the Premiership. Other than FC Bengals, No, do you know what? Let's talk about FC Bengals. How did you find playing against FC Bengals? Because they're a talented team. They're a big team. They're a strong team. Coming from straight from, I guess, the youth setup that you've come up over the last coming years, and now all of a sudden to be faced against such very talented players. How did you find it? And how was it what you expected?
So we went into the game with a game plan. So we stuck to our line and everything. So the first half we actually managed to contain them. I think it was 0-0 at half time.
Okay, that's good.
And then they were really frustrated, and we were doing well. But you could tell in the second half from their experience and their fitness levels that they just managed to dominate us then. But we were happy with what we did because we knew they were the best team in the league, so to say.
So what was it? What the end result was? What? Sorry.
It wasn't very good.
I like it. He completely brushes that aside.
Let's just leave it there. The end result wasn't very good. I think that says it all. Manju, but Rafi, one other question for you, Rafi. If FC Bengals, aside from them, which is the toughest team you've played this season so far?
There's a few that are quite tough. So Mohammed and like today, that's a tough team to play against. The first time we played them, we drew with them. I think they probably should have won that game. They had a few chances, but we managed to contain them. Also, Ace are a good side as well. Yeah. So I think those two are the two to look out for after E7.
All right. With that in mind, let's look at the Premiership League table now. I think it's available on your screen right now in front of you guys. As you can see, it definitely looks. I think probably one win away from, I guess, sealing the Premiership table. On 27 points, followed. Well, nowhere near, I guess. 10 points away, Ace and Mohammedan in third place on 13 points, and E7, the champions, way behind on 11. Bottom of the table, London Central and Abahani. So well done to London Central. Got your points on the board after a while. I know the results have been coming, so well done to you guys. But Manju, it is kind of looking like FC Bengals. One more win and the league is theirs. Have you played them twice yet? You've played them twice, right?
My recollection is we played them
once. So you've got to play them again.
Yeah.
Can they go the rest of the season? They've got 6 games left. Are they going to go the whole season with 100% record?
Part of me hopes that they do come up against a team that's on form on the day. You want to see that. Yeah. I'd like to think they'd find it a bit more difficult in the second part of the season. When teams try and figure out a way specifically to tackle the team that they put out. So fingers crossed that there's a challenge out there somewhere, and if there is, then that would be a really exciting game to watch, and hopefully we can do our bit. If we can match our first half performance the last time we played them, then I think we can give them a go, as I'm sure Ace, E7, even Mohammedan on their day are capable of doing.
Okay.
So do you know with FC, it always, whenever I see them play, it always springs to my mind, should they be playing Sunday League football? Because to me, they're a semi-pro team. They should be playing Saturday League. I think
we've talked about it a lot.
I think they're using Sunday League as some sort of a training session for them, to improve their passing and shooting.
I think we were talking about this last week, but at the same, I think we were saying it kind of brings up the level for the rest of the Premiership teams in a way. I think if you set that as a benchmark, it's not a bad benchmark to be working towards, because imagine if all of us could be playing at that kind of level. And it boils down to the same thing. I think Abu was saying it, and who else did we have with us last week?
George
as well, and he was saying that fitness is probably the biggest. Shadwell holding them 0-0 for the first half, and then the second half.
Absolutely.
I think E7 played them last week, and it was 2-1. They were leading at half time, and again fitness drops. So if we pick up our fitness, surely we'll be able to give them a better game.
Absolutely, fitness is key. Plus, with the pitches deteriorating slowly, it's difficult to run.
Of course it is.
And I think Elsa struggled with that as well today. Not used to playing in a deteriorated pitch, I guess.
All right. Okay, unfortunately, we're out of time for this segment. When we come back, we're going to have Monica back on. We're going to talk about women's football and her journey along the way, and also BFA. I guess we've done a lot of work, or we've come on leaps and bounds over the last few years. We've started the academy. We now have disability football, and also we have girls football as well. It's been going on for about 6 months down at Mile End, and hopefully we can get Monica's views on girls and grassroots football in particular. Right, so let's go to a commercial break and enjoy your coffee. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Assalamu alaikum.